last 3 years, Nonlinear Labs has been working on its first product, a digital synthesizer. A recent article on the company's website describes the highly innovative user interface concept of the instrument. After discussing this with Stefan Schmidt, the founder of Nonlinear Labs, we decided to make a video about it, while at the same time giving an inside look into the company. The first thing you notice at Nonlinear Labs is the large sound booth. Stefan pointed out that the booth is a central part of their work. It's where new instrument designs are tested and compared, and is also a place for sound design. The other areas are reserved for electronic and software development. Next to the computer work areas, there are tables where electronic parts are assembled and tested. The circuit boards are designed here at Nonlinear Labs and produced locally in Berlin. The mechanical parts are designed and produced in Italy. So far, the company has enough material to build 5 prototypes. These mechanical components are already close to the serial production stage. All parts of the instrument which a musician touches are made of wood. The rest consists of steel and aluminum. The keyboard itself is a high-end model made by Fatar. The entire instrument consists of 2 main parts. Already, the company has created a number of prototypes which they have used to test different concepts and technologies. With the latest prototype, we can see how some aspects of the user interface work. The panels are labeled with interchangeable magnetic overlays. I find this very clever because the instrument can be updated to different use cases or even different synth engines. The layout also gives you an overview of all parameters without ever having to use a scrolling menu. You select parameters using the buttons. Once chosen, you can see the parameter and its values on the central display and can change them with the knob or with the ribbons. These haptic elements take advantage of the typical muscle memory-based playing of any accomplished musician. In addition to the user interface that is part of the physical instrument, there is another level which goes far beyond the typical touchscreen approach to the control of electronic instruments. Any Wi-Fi enabled device with a browser can be linked to the synthesizer. Stefan showed me this by opening the instrument's web page. There you have a completely zoomable interface. This is particularly clever because, just like for maps applications, as you zoom in to a particular parameter, more and more details begin to appear, just as small side streets begin to appear as you zoom into a city with Google Maps. This way you can have a sort of global view of all the parameters and then zoom into maybe just one part of the filter in order to see and change the modulation amounts, for example. Any change on the Wi-Fi device's browser-based user interface will immediately be reflected on the synth hardware. The opposite is also true. Any change on the hardware will be reflected in the browser interface. The 4 macro controls can be assigned to more than 80 parameters. For each modulated parameter, you can set the modulation source, one of the 4 macros, and the amount. The macro controls themselves can be driven with pedals, ribbons, pitch bend controls, and aftertouch. Many different mobile devices, such as smartphones, tablets, or laptops, can be connected and used together, so that different parts of the user interface can be simultaneously shown and used. The graphic interface will show all aspects of the instrument, including preset management. Preset banks can be created, and presets can be stored, renamed, and moved by drag and drop. It's obvious to me that Stefan puts a lot of value into an innovative preset management system. Here you can see that they are also working on a data bank for presets, making it possible to efficiently search for sounds. One thing that I am really interested in is the actual audio engine which the synthesizer is based on. Stefan decided early on to use Reactor. This made it possible to develop early versions of the instrument, which could be widely tested and interactively developed, without the hardware being ready. Right here, they are still working with Reactor's graphic user interface, but this will no longer be visible. It will be replaced by the interface that we just saw. When we talked about the sound character of this first synth engine, Stefan mentioned Contour. This software synth was recently released by Native Instruments and is based on an earlier version of the engine. If you are curious, you can download a demo version from the NI website to get a first impression. Nonlinear Labs has not started with sound design of the hardware synth yet, but I was told that audio examples will be coming.